Welcome back to TV5 News at 9. It is time now for Aging in Style with American Retirement Advisors. Joining us now is President and owner Joe Vitale. Thank you so much for calling in with us today. We appreciate it.
Oh, good to be here. Good morning, Colette.
Good morning. I'm doing well. Thank you. Today we are talking about taxes and retirement. So, Joe, what changes should we be looking out for in this new year?
Well, you know, a lot of things have changed, of course, with the new administration and with the coronavirus and everything that's got going on. We've seen a lot of stimulus over the year last year, and we're seeing another stimulus package again this year. So what does that mean? That means hopefully help is on the way. But what that also means is it means that somehow, somewhere, somebody's got to pay for this. They can't just, print money out of the sky. So what that means is we are going to see some tax changes down the road. We're already seeing, and I know that the new administration is already talking about changing some taxes, they say, on the different tax levels and income levels. But they're also talking about capital gains. They're also talking about how it's going to affect everybody. But also, there's also a sunsetting on some tax bills from the past that are coming up in 2025. So what's happening, we don't know as far as what the new tax proposals are going to be, but what we do know taxes are going to go up. We can see the writing on the wall. So what we're trying to let everybody know is we need to be proactive about that. So that's what we're seeing down the road, is we know with all the stimulus coming, we're going to see it happening. It has to happen.
And Joe, this phrase is out there. What does this phrase mean? Taxes are on sale.
Yeah, well, taxes are on sale right now because when the Trump rollback, they rolled back the taxes to the 12% as opposed to 15%. They changed the different tax brackets and the income levels. So we're still right now until 2025, the end of 2025. We're at a lower tax bracket. We're at a 12% tax bracket, depending on, the double child tax credits. So there's a lot of different credits and taxes right now. So the reason is, you heard that people in last year in the CARES Act, everybody said, you don't need to take your required minimum distribution if you're over 72 years old. They went from 70 and a half to 72 years old, where you have to start taking money out of your IRAs. Well, a lot of people are like, well, great, I don't want to take money out because I don't want to be taxed on it. But what we're not realizing is taxes are on sale right now. We are in the lowest tax environment we have ever been in. Wow. And inevitably they are going to go up. So what we need to do is really, really be proactive on taking advantage of the sale that we have right now.
Okay, so we know we need to be proactive in life. I mean, that has so many advantages, but being proactive can have tax advantages. Tell us a little bit more about what those advantages are, Joe.
Well, there's a lot of them. And being proactive, as you said, you don't want to just wait. You want to be proactive and plan ahead. And that can mean a couple of things. One thing is I've seen it when working with families where it has to go to nursing home and Medicaid planning, where they weren't proactive. They never touched their IRAs, and as a result, they had a huge tax consequence because they had to cash it all in 1 year in order to be eligible. And a lot of people just don't want to touch their IRAs because they've always heard, if I have to take money out, I have to pay tax on it, and I don't want to do that. And by not doing that, they delay the inevitable. They have to either pay at one time or their children inherit it, and then they pay at a big tax rate. And the same thing holds true for this. When you have the required minimum distributions that you're not taking and you're putting it off, what if the tax laws change, which we know they're going to, and we go from a 12 to a 15 to a 20% bracket? That will affect you. And we have the opportunity to maximize tax brackets right now, leave you in the lower tax bracket if we can, and even convert to more tax-free strategies. So definitely be proactive with the tax brackets right now and maximize every opportunity we have.
I love that, being proactive. Okay, Joe, so let's get into a little bit about retirement. Let's talk about retirement legacies. What options do we have to ensure that our kids aren't burdened with these taxes?
Well, that's a great one, because before, one of the things that they changed with the Secure Act, where you used to be able to leave your IRA, 401k IRA to your kids over a stretch distribution over their lifetime, your grandkids' lifetime. You could take an IRA and turn it into a crazy amount of money because they can take it out over their entire life, which was a great legacy. They changed that. You have to take it out over 10 years now. So when your family, when your kids inherit that IRA, they have only 10 years. They have to take it all out and pay tax in that period of time. Now, what we see is a lot of our families that we're planning with, we see that a lot of money could be left to the kids and it's all taxable. And they don't have those advantages now. So lately what we've been doing with a lot of our families over the last year or two is creating a tax-free legacy, paying tax at a lower tax bracket, like we said, maximizing the tax brackets that we have right now, paying tax at a lower tax bracket. And if you want to use this money, it's tax-free. Or if you leave it to your kids, you pass away, a lot of people aren't going to be spending everything. If you are, great. But if you want to leave a nice tax-free legacy to your kids, there's a great way to do that by maximizing the bracket, doing certain conversions, Roth conversions, life conversions, and by doing that, we can leave a great amount of money tax-free, which is just great. It really is a wonderful legacy.
Oh, that's an awesome legacy, Joe. My goodness. Okay, let's talk a little bit about tax efficient, being tax efficient. How can someone tell if they're tax efficient, if we're tax efficient?
Well, a lot of times you have to look at everything. I mean, tax efficiency, a lot of times people try to do, there's a lot of do-it-yourselfers, and that's wonderful. But when you come to see somebody, like when you come to see us, we look at every aspect. We have a complimentary evaluation done with a tax professional to make sure that we're being very efficient with taxes. Because sometimes, some of our clients, we say, maximize my tax bracket. Where am I going to take my income for this next year so I don't pay too much in taxes? Or that I don't want these capital gains, or I don't want to pay income on this. So it's all about making sure we help them meet that certain number efficiently by taking it from either taxable, non-taxable, and by a diversified portfolio and proper allocation that we talk about all the time. We're able to be very efficient. So definitely get a professional opinion. Would love to help you with that to make sure that you are being tax efficient, maximizing your brackets, and protecting everything. So that's what we give you a whole roadmap for that.
So you know what to do. Give Joe a call. The number has been right there on your screen. Make sure you do that. Joe, thank you so much for calling in today. We appreciate it.
You're welcome. Take care. Thank you.
Great information. If you want any more information, just head on over to the Aging and Style page. That's on WNEM.com.